Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Sunday, June 7th, 2020. All right, so we just had that full moon / lunar eclipse on Friday. So we are still very much in the heightened phase of this lunar month. And in this case, now going into more expansive Sagittarius. So the full moon lunar eclipse was in deep Scorpio and Ophiuchus, which has made it a really good time of bringing things to the surface, maybe doing some healing and transformation, which is still great today, of course. But with the moon in more expansive Sagittarius, this is the more post-transformation energy, really good for expanding our horizons, seeing the bigger picture, maybe feeling a bit free-spirited from that deeper work. Now today, no major aspects going exact, but we are easing up off of the Sun square Mars. So if there was anything involving any over or under emphasis with assertiveness, initiative, our needs or desires, this is likely starting to cool off here a little bit today, and could be still though a really good day for implementing any actions or initiatives that we can set intentions towards. All right, so let's take a look at all this here in more detail when I return. All right, so here's the sky for this Sunday. And again, we are using the actual visible sky called true sidereal astrology. This does change the signs from mainstream astrology. For example, you maybe heard that in mainstream, the full moon was in Sagittarius, but in fact, it was between the constellations of Scorpio and Ophiuchus. So the signs are different. If you are new, definitely check out that link down below for more information on true sidereal astrology. All right, so let's take a look here at the moon's placement coming off of this full moon / lunar eclipse that we had just a couple days ago on Friday. Still a good time of doing a status check. How can we further develop our more deeper attunement to life, our deeper values, and also maybe doing things that involve healing, transformation, and personal empowerment. Still really good here today. But with that being said, we are now into the more expansive energies of Sagittarius today. So themes likely around expanding our perception, right? After we've done the deeper work of Scorpio and Ophiuchus, then we get into the more post-transformation energy of Sagittarius, which is seeing the bigger picture, right? It's almost like the butterfly that emerges out of the cocoon of that deeper energy, then is more free-spirited and has that larger perspective on life. So great day on Sunday to expand those perceptions. This could be mentally through things like philosophy, spirituality, astrology, any of these more abstract things, but also quite literally sometimes. Maybe a good day for some adventure, right? Expanding our literal horizons can also be great, but fundamentally expanding our perception however we may do that. Now, in terms of the aspects here today, none going exact, but we are still within this orb of the sun squaring up to Mars. So in this case, if there was over the weekend anything that you felt like was either an overemphasis with our more assertive side, sometimes our needs can be very strong. Sometimes we have these desires, this kind of over assertiveness, but sometimes not enough of it as well. Maybe not enough action or initiative. And so this sort of challenge to balance the Mars, that fire energy, is starting to cool off here today. And in this case, it makes it a great day for implementation. Anything after the exact aspects makes it a little bit easier to work with and really good for implementing. So if there is anything today that you either do want to take some action or initiative towards, it could be a great day to bring some conscious intention to do so, right? So anything that does require confidence, initiative, assertiveness, action can be a great day for that kind of energy. And especially again, with the moon in a fire sign, it does add to a bit of the fiery energy. But with that fire context, of course, it is still an earthy time. We still do have the Sun and Venus retrograde in Taurus. So again, remembering that the larger context is about cultivating our inner and outer resources right now. Inner resources of inner strength, self-reliance, resourcefulness, and also our external resources such as nature, beauty, aesthetics, the natural world, really good to focus on. But to be flexible with, because of course Venus is retrograde, so again, we are still rethinking some of our values and some of those enjoyments in life as they are a bit up in the air with that retrograde. Mercury is still in Gemini, gearing up for his retrograde here in about a couple weeks. And so this is going to be going through some reworking regarding the things we've been thinking about. But nonetheless, Mercury right now direct in Gemini is really good for using our mental aptitude on things. We can have a very practical mind collectively. It does favor things like learning, reading, writing, communication, right? All in this kind of willing to learn, exchanging kind of way, which is Mercury well placed in Gemini. And Mars is finishing up progressive Aquarius. So all the things that maybe we have been seeing regarding the collective or our visions for the future, where there has been more of that Mars fiery energy, that's still good to work on. How can we develop our visions for the future? How can we develop those things that are going to speak more to our true self, right? Especially again with that sun squaring up to Mars. Good to find constructive ways of doing that. All right, and then just some minor lunar aspects here today. Nothing major. A trine to Uranus could be good for mixing up the routine a little bit. Maybe still a good time of doing some healing with the moon square Chiron. Good to balance out the practical stuff with Mercury and Gemini. Again, the learning, using our minds, balancing that out with the more expansive, right? Because the moon in Sagittarius is about expanding those perceptions, right? So it's balancing the practical with the abstract, the more practical life, and the more free-spirited life with that opposition as well. All right, everyone, so that is the day in a nutshell. Most important thing is coming off of this full moon lunar eclipse from Friday and now implementing the more post-transformation energy, coming out of that cocoon of that deeper work, which is still good to do, but now maybe starting to expand our perceptions a little bit and get into some of that free-spirited nature of Sagittarius. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily videos, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.